Conversations, where we sit down with some of our amazing speakers who will be at ITC Asia 2025, happening from 3rd to 5th June at the Sands Expo and Convention Center in Singapore. I'm Rachel, executive producer for ITC Asia, and today I'm thrilled to be joined with Soeren from Hannover Re with us. Welcome, Soeren. And do you want to briefly introduce yourself?
Well, thanks, Rachel. Yes, I'm Soeren. I'm the director for Hannover Re's life and health business in Southern and Eastern Asia. Some of the companies since more than a decade have worked many years in our African and Asian markets, and I'm looking forward to the ITC.
Sure, and let's dive right in. So, digital transformation is reshaping industries everywhere. How is Hannover Re leveraging digital transformation to enhance underwriting, claims management, and overall operational efficiency?
Yeah, Rachel, we're really passionate to identify trends that have this transformational impact potential for life and health clients. And it's part of our strategy to really be at the state of the art for risk assessment in underwriting and claims. So let me start with underwriting. So how do we make that more efficient? Well, automated underwriting is there since many, many years. And now we incorporated medical laboratory data in real time to even reduce that number of customers going through medical examination further. So that saves a lot of time and costs for insurers, but also ultimately time for end customers. So I can give you some statistics from the US, where we run these engines with more than 20 of our clients, and we had now more than 500,000 applications. And 70% of these applicants have medical lab data available that we then pull in real time, we use it, and 85% of these customers then do not have to go through any further examination. So for claims management, to make that really effective, a key focus for us has been in the last years on fraud. And in various of our markets internally, in our own claims assessments, we use automated fraud analytics to really investigate the digital footprint of documents and do automated layout and visual analysis of these documents. And the third area that you highlighted, operational efficiency. Look, as much as we love to team up with our clients and support their ambitions, most of our efforts there are actually on our own internal operations to really automate core processes in finance and in underwriting, but also to skill up our own people, because this digital landscape is evolving so fast, so you really need to stay ahead of the curve there.
Yeah, thanks so much for sharing those three different pointers in which you have really highlighted. And also, as underwriting becomes increasingly data-driven, striking the right balance is critical. How do you ensure an optimal balance between automation efficiencies and the critical role of human judgment in complex risk assessments?
That is a challenge because, look, let's face it, we live in a data-rich age. We have more data available about an individual risk than ever before. Look, in automation and AI, for me, are support decision tools. So when you can, for example, look into underwriting, look, the more easier cases, the less complex cases, we can fully automate them these days for underwriters to focus on the complex ones. But even for the complex ones, AI can highlight key risk areas to support the underwriting process. So how do we now find this balance? And at Hannover Re, we perform so-called proof of value studies, where we really systematically investigate efficiency gains, the positive, but frankly, also the negative impacts on accuracy, and ultimately the cost. And all of this assessment then leads you to take the level of automation that you desire.
Yeah, thanks so much for sharing that as well. And, as underwriting has evolved within the insurance landscape, what macroeconomic and industry-specific trends are currently shaping Hannover Re's approach?
And it's a good question. We already talked about this evolution from manual to automated underwriting, including machine learning analytics, and ultimately now exploring the value of generative AI in it as well. I think two trends to highlight. First, I think this area of behavioral analytics is super interesting to really understand the intention of customers to buy insurance better, but also to have a better insight into non-disclosure risks. Again, the second area that I would like to highlight here are obviously regulatory trends. So we need to ensure that all of the solutions that we are developing are compliant with upcoming data privacy laws and regulations, but also with the emerging AI regulation.
Turning our focus to the region, what are the most pressing emerging risks, such as climate change, cyber threats, or demographic shifts, affecting Malaysia's insurance market, and how is Hannover Re adapting its underwriting framework in response?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it. I'm based here in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, and there are so many of these trends that you mentioned. Let me focus on one. I mean, the aging demographic in Malaysia, you can really feel it. You can see it in the costs of healthcare. Malaysia has now a medical inflation sitting at 12, 13%, amongst the highest in Southeast Asia. But also in terms of longevity risk, we really see that the entire country is underprotected. There are no sufficient offerings in the market. Again, then on the other end of the spectrum, we have more and more younger tech-savvy customers who really expect digital-first solutions. So you really need to adapt to that customer base. And we do that by being much clearer on our customer segmentation and having then very personalized, even hyper-personalized underwriting frameworks and approaches for the products and the customer segment that you have.
Thanks so much for sharing.